iScope Media. Here we bring you the exclusive top news headlines for our viewers today. The top 10 news of the day are: SL Max's case, court grants regular bail to P. Chidambaram, his son Karti. Convinced Congress, Sachin Pilot's big reveal on Yadav Gehlot accused of fraud. Over 3,500 AAP workers joined BJP in Gujarat. Party claims most were expelled members. Pushkar Singh Dhami takes oath as Uttarakhand CM. First cabinet meeting tomorrow. Russia asks US to destroy its stock of chemical weapons, alleges deliberate delay. Ruckus in Parliament over Birbhum violence. BJP MP seek centre's intervention. After Mehbooba Mufti's aide refuses to say Hindustan Zindabad, PDP says comment distorted. Pakistan, Imran Khan asserts on playing trump card before no confidence vote. Sri Lanka in midst of economic crisis. Lalu Prasad Yadav discharged from AIIMS at 3 a.m. then readmitted as condition worsens. SL Max's case, court grants regular bail to P. Chidambaram, his son Karti. A Delhi court on Wednesday granted regular bail to former Union Minister P. Chidambaram and his son Karti Chidambaram in corruption and money laundering cases in relation to the SL Max's deal. The Rouse Avenue court had earlier granted anticipatory bail to both the accused in the case. The court accepted the bail bonds of rupees 1 lakh each in both cases filed by the CBI and ED respectively. Convinced Congress, Sachin Pilot's big reveal on Yadav Gehlot accused of fraud. Days after a case was registered against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son Yadav Gehlot in a case of fraud, Sachin Pilot said that Yadav Gehlot was given a Congress ticket to contest the Lok Sabha elections at his insistence. An FIR against 14 people named Yadav Gehlot as an accused for his involvement in a fraud in connection with the project of the state's tourism department. He has denied all the allegations as of now. Over 3,500 AAP workers joined BJP in Gujarat. Party claims most were expelled members. Even as it plans to expand its footprint in Gujarat, the Aam Aadmi Party encountered a significant setback with over 3,500 leaders and workers from the party's state unit jumping ship to the BJP. On Wednesday, these AAP defectors were officially inducted into the Saffron Party in presence of Gujarat BJP Chief C.R. Patil at party headquarters Kamalam in Gandhinagar. The AAP claims that these workers had already been expelled for their anti-party activities. Pushkar Singh Dhami takes oath as Uttarakhand CM. First cabinet meeting tomorrow. Pushkar Singh Dhami took oath as Uttarakhand Chief Minister for the second term on Wednesday, March 23rd during a ceremony in Dehradun in the presence of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The event was attended by Home Minister Amit Shah, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, BJP President JP Nadda, Chief Ministers of BJP ruled states including Yogi Adityanath, Manohar Lal Khattar, Himanta Biswa Sharma, Bhupendra Patil, Pramod Sawant, Shivraj Singh Chauhan were also present. Russia asks US to destroy its stock of chemical weapons, alleges deliberate delay. While the Western world is cornering Russia for its alleged possession of chemical weapons, Moscow, in retaliation, has asked the US to turn in its own stockpile of such weapons. Since early March, the US intelligence is issuing warnings that Russian President Vladimir Putin might use chemical or biological weapons on Ukraine, a claim which Russia has kept rejecting. In the latest development, the Russian embassy in the US claimed that it eliminated its entire stock of chemical weapons in 2017 and called on the US to do the same. Moscow even alleged that the US is deliberately delaying the destruction of 3% of such weapons which pose a grave threat to the world. Ruckus in Parliament over Birbhum violence. BJP MPs seek centre's intervention. The Ram Purohit violence, in which at least 8 people were charged to death in West Bengal's Birbhum district, was raised in the parliament on Wednesday, with the BJP blaming the TMC government for the incident. BJP MP Sukanta Mujumdar slammed CM Mamata Banerjee over law and order in the state and claimed that the people who died belonged to the minority community. After Mehbooba Mufti's aide refuses to say Hindustan Zindabad, PDP says comment distorted. People's Democratic Party General Secretary Mirza Mehboob Beg has stirred a controversy by refusing to say Hindustan Zindabad. Former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti's aide, in an insult to India, said that there is no reason to say Hindustan Zindabad. Pakistan. Imran Khan asserts for playing trump card before no confidence vote. Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan on Wednesday said that he will play his trump card on the day of the no confidence vote or a day before that. He also said that the opposition parties have played their cards and their politics is coming to an end. Sri Lanka in midst of economic crisis. Sri Lanka in the midst of economic severe crisis, with reserves decreasing and the government unable to afford the cost of the essential imports. In 2021, the Sri Lankan government declared an economic emergency due to rising food costs, a sinking currency and a rapidly depleting forex reserves. Lalu Prasad Yadav discharged from AIIMS at 3 a.m., then readmitted as condition worsens. RJD Chief and former Chief Minister of Bihar Lalu Prasad Yadav was readmitted to AIIMS Delhi after his health deteriorated hours after he was discharged. Lalu Prasad Yadav was discharged from AIIMS Delhi about 3 a.m. on Wednesday, March 23rd, but was sent to the emergency ward by midday on the same day as his health condition worsened. In the interim, he had remained in AIIMS as he was undergoing tests despite his discharge. Well, this was all about the top 10 news of today. Stay with us. We shall bring you top 10 news every day. This is Aparna Sundar reporting for iScope.